Yeah, a European patent without a European litigation court is only half of the story. So specifically, what can we expect in terms of the European patent, in terms of the definition of what is going to be patentable, and what exactly, how is the European litigation court going to look like? Or when can you expect a proposal in that sense?
Thank you very much for your questions. I shall try to explain to answer them, and in the case I miss something, I'm sure that Margaret will fill it in. So, what can we expect from the coming months? Well, it's like I said in my intervention, it's hard to know exactly where we will be in December. But as I told you, we have high ambitions, and we are really trying to reach agreement on all the outstanding issues. And as I told you also, is that the issue of the agreement on the litigation system, on the compatibility with the EC treaty, that is pending before the ECJ. So we cannot touch upon any of those issues that now are pending before the ECJ. So any agreement reached in December, and then I presume that we will not have an opinion before December from the court, but any agreement reached in that area will be without prejudice to what the court will say in its opinion. And no one of those issues that are pending before the court will be dealt with, of course. That is it's a starting point for anything we do. And we need both. That is our starting point also. This is negotiated as a package, and will continue to be. So there will be. We cannot, if you ask me, if you ask the Swedish presidency, we cannot have a community patent without the court. So they are depending on each other. And lastly, nothing of that we do right now is supposed to in any way affect the issues of patentability. So that is not what we are trying to achieve. We are trying to achieve a community patent, a unitary patent for a community, and a community patent court with a unified praxis. So nothing in what we do is done with the intention of changing anything in that regard. So perhaps that could go for a starter, and then perhaps Margaret would like to fill something in. I don't know.
You want to add something? Yeah.
On the European Patent Court, work on this has very well advanced. There are some outstanding issues, but the Swedish presidency tries to reach compromises on them. Now, the main outstanding question is, what will be the opinion of the European Court of Justice on this envisaged European Patent Court? Because some of our member states have doubts, and to create such a court system by ways of an international treaty, and therefore the European Court of Justice has been asked to give his opinion. We expect the European Court of Justice to give its opinion maybe next summer, but there is no clear calendar as yet. We expect, or at least to hope, or we hope also, that the European Court of Justice will say that there are no problems of compatibility with the envisaged European Patent Court with the EU treaty. That's the Commission's position, that there are no problems. This is what we are defending before the European Court of Justice, and this is also the position of our major member states and our major patent countries, such as, for instance, the Netherlands, Sweden, Germany, France, the United Kingdom. They are all intervening before the European Court of Justice to defend the project and to argue that there are no problems of compatibility with the EU treaty. And if the Court of Justice gives its green light, then very quickly afterwards, since technical work is well advanced, very quickly afterwards formal negotiations could be opened to reach an agreement on the draft which is on the table now, and so work could advance, could progress then also very quickly.
Can I quickly react? I mean, I'm very, very pleased with what you are doing. I think congratulations. I think we should try to go as fast as possible as we can. And within that context, I have a question. Has it been considered, to accelerate things, to make the proposal in a sense of an opt-in, opt-out system? I'm just thinking politics now. The euro was an opt-in, opt-out system where, some countries could join, some countries could not join. Is that something to be considered or not?
Do you want us to? Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that question also. Well, as we see it, the Swedish presidency, we are aiming for an agreement including all 27 member states. That is our first goal. That's the goal of our presidency. But I mean, as no one can look into the future and so on and so forth. But for the Swedish presidency, it is negotiated on the basis of a consensus of all 27 member states. So that is clearly the main option of ours. But as no one can look into the future, and I know that there have been discussions in many circles of other alternatives, but I don't want to dwell upon them now. So that is my quite brief answer. Thank you.
From the Commission's point of view, I would like to add there will be no alternative solution which will be not considered. But for the time being, we fully support the attempts of the Swedish presidency to reach an agreement with all our 27 member states, because we think all our 27 member states need to stimulate innovation, knowledge, technological progress needs to be spread to all our member states, even in those member states where patent activity is currently low, and all our member states would also benefit from more experience with patent litigation and from more effective and speedier patent protection. And therefore, we are fully in line with the Swedish presidency on this. But if for one reason or other the project fails, there is nothing which will not be considered.
Edith.
Thanks very much. Although you didn't ask for the member of the European Parliament opinion, but the European Parliament loves to move forward. That's what I can say. And in 2008 December, in the Lisbon Strategy report, it was clearly mentioned that knowledge has to become the fifth freedom. So if it was welcomed by everyone, then in the next coming years, all the legislation and the institutional development has to be done to secure knowledge as a fifth freedom. And something I forgot to say, probably not to that question, important to know, that regarding some calculations,